Take it back, way back Wednesday.
And we're having parenting today with our coach here, Uncle Kingsley, letting us in on how to have that, serious, sensitive conversation with a child who comes out of the closet saying,
hoping
I am
that
gay.
we're actually having a conversation and not on the spot. So you have a guy, for instance, who prefers having sex with a guy, but he is not gay in terms of a lifestyle. Now, there are gay people who actually don't have penetrative sex, so to speak.
I've heard that before.
And the flip side too, there are females who are gay, and it is not really about the sex. It's just about, I'm comfortable being a woman who has nothing to do romantically with a man, and it's not about penetrative sex. Now, having said that, I think we need to get to that point where this child really understands what he or she is saying. Some girls are comfortable with being with girls, and from what I gathered, the matured ones now, they say the average girl understands my body very well, and I prefer that. So I can't be telling a man what to do, all of those things. So when I'm with a girl, she knows me, she knows how I feel. I don't need to talk too much for her to know what to do. So I'm safe. And then you have girls too who tell you, with a guy, no pregnancy. I mean, with a guy, pregnancy is an issue, sexually transmitted infection, all of that, violence. With a lady, no pregnancy, no STIs, no violence, we're just fine. And then my parents don't even know what's going on.
Problem.
So such a girl, if she tells you I'm gay, she may not be entirely gay.
So let me ask here. I mean, because I had this question or this discussion with someone. Are people born gay or they decide to be gay?
Anyway, there are four of us here, so
because I'm just here thinking. Because
maybe you're just chilling and listening.
Are people born gay or they choose to be gay?
I'm actually trying to take in this conversation because, firstly, how do you even know that you are gay? Why do you think that you are gay? Because you feel God has created you as a human being.
Hey, Tej, come on. God, you're bringing God now.
All right. Don't be God created us. That person created us.
If we bring up gay, then we have to bring God too, because He's the creator of everything.
Okay. Hello, good morning.
Fantastic. We have a caller, right?
Yeah. Hello.
No.
Uh-oh.
Yes, nobody there.
Chiwete, this is what I think.
Yeah.
From my counseling experience, most of the kids who have identified as gay, Nigerian kids, were sexually abused. Most of them.
By
the same gender or the opposite gender?
Well, some the same, some opposite. You get it? Some even by their parents, fathers in this instance. So now you ask what kind of abuse. Some it was physical violence from a male. They saw it and they said, no, I don't want to have a relationship with a guy that will do this to me. So let me decide my part right now. And that part for them, especially for the ladies, is I want to have nothing to do with men, husbands, boyfriends. So from that age, they start nursing an affinity, a romantic relationship with the same sex. And it graduates into something like, wow, this is pleasurable. And once in a while, they try to have a relationship with men, and it just didn't click.
It just doesn't work.
It just doesn't work. So I have met girls who will say, hey, why would I be having sex with a man who doesn't know my body? I've had those conversations. Baby, you're not saying anything.
Okay, so we have a message here.
Okay.
This one says, thank God I never born. Oh, Baba no limits to girls, I beg. Why are you limiting the convo to women? No, it's not gender specific. We're just it's general.
But there are chances now. If you have 10 women in the same place and you have 10 guys in the same place for 1 year, more of the ladies will start having sex with themselves compared to the number of guys. And the truth is, women explore their bodies more than men, but we don't have much physically to explore. So that is a fact.
How many people use that?
Yeah.
now?
Explore.
And that is why there are more bisexual women than there are men. You get it? So the average man. Hey, this is breakfast radio.
Yes, please.
Just
Go
find a way to
ahead.
find a way to just.
Yeah.
Okay, so the
Educational.
average man sexually is, for the average man, sex is penetrative. Not so for the average woman. It's so now, if a male child comes and says, "Mom, I'm gay," the first thing that comes to your mind is, okay, this is not me having an effeminate son now. This is not me having a guy who loves to do girlish things with hair, do all those things. You get it? This is my son who feels sexually attracted to a male to the point of he can actually have a penetrative intercourse. You get it? So if that is your thought, the first thing you're going to ask is, how did you get to this point?
A good question.
You get it? How? Is it that you've never found any girl attractive enough to, you get it? Just have a conversation and say, "Girl, I like you." You don't have a crush on any girl. So if this boy is honest enough, one of the things he will tell you, maybe like he will debunk what Tej is trying to say. God, this is how God created me, and that's a problem for the mother, because if he's a fall down and die mother, she'll start praying from there without actually digging deeper to know if this boy experimented and loved the experiment. Yeah, there are guys who actually, it was, you said something that boys experiment in adolescence, and it was an experiment that just worked, and say, wow, this is cool, and it becomes a lifestyle. That's one. Two, it could actually be that the boy was abused. There are boys who were sexually abused. In other words, the first sexual experience they had was with an older male who abused them, and that they just closed up.
I'm more interested in how the parent or guardian now takes this, because the first person that sent us a message said, I go flog him out, and that would definitely come from a place of anger, frustration.
Yeah.
Have I failed as a parent? So how can a parent navigate these waters?
I think the first thing is this: if your child is telling you as a teenager, that means that's harvest time.
Wow.
Like I usually say,
The fruits are ripe.
yes, the teenage years, what you see are seed sown from childhood.
Over time.
Yes. So there are very few Nigerian kids that will show up at 12 and say, "Mommy, I'm gay." You won't get that most times.
Should parents be intentional about probably the growing stages of a child?
Fantastic.
Because when you see things like, a boy is being brought up among ladies now, there's that tendency of him trying to play with makeup or something, start to walk like a woman and all that.
Those are not red flags. Those are just things that happen when it's just like when you have a girl who grew up amongst boys, men. It's the same thing. There's a tendency to socialize, and socialization is a key in parenting. You get it? So if Tej were born in the north, and as a baby,
I was born in the
oh, great! And then maybe the father took him to an Hausa couple and said, "Please take care of this guy for me."
Did your father take you to?
He will likely become a Muslim couple. You get it? He might become a Muslim, and that would just be it.
Yeah.
So this thing happens is socialization. Reverse it the same way. So that happens with this whole sexual orientation thing too. But we can't be in a hurry to conclude that a boy who is, effeminate is gay. No, he's not. And a tomboy is a lesbian. So that's
Could be an attraction to them.
attraction to.
So for a guy who's acting all the feminists, could be an attraction to actually people who are gay.
Oh yes, it could be an attraction. You're right. It could be an attraction. Now it is when that happens that the boys say, "Come on," because I'm, you know,
you now think I am.
You now think I am. So the real person will show up. But you made a point. We need to have that conversation before the jungle matures. We need to have that conversation. But just in case you are receiving your report card at 19, 18, 20, it means things happened that you were not aware of. And now, sorry, you can't do so much. All you can do now is don't panic, don't scream, have a sit down, don't judge, don't stigmatize that child, and don't start telling the whole world about it. If you can see a counselor, what the counselor would do differently beyond what you're doing as a parent is that a counselor understands all of these issues and can really guide the child as, okay, do you understand what you're saying? Do you really know this is, you're not going to have a child, you're not going to do this, you're not going to. For some children, that may just be the first time they are having that kind of
conversation.
Yes, and it is a reality check that, do you know how long this will be? You're just telling me because you've been having this pleasure for 1 year, 2 years. Can you go the long haul? And then also, some children don't know that same-sex relationships, especially for the guys, it is highly, how do I put it down? It has a lot of multiple sexual partnership involved. Because marriage is a far cry, most of them tend to swing and and move on from one partner to the other, and in the process they get infected with all manner of diseases. I can't tell you, it's a lot.
This conversation just gets juicier and juicier with every single thing we say, so I guess we'll have to wrap things up next week. And I know you listening might have a question or two just to clarify or to even make comments on for purpose of better clarity, so you can send us a message next week Wednesday.